Hello everybody, it's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. It's about 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and just wanted to do an update on the ZRX weekly divergence trade that we've been following here since March 19th. Looking very good, as you can see. Things are just playing out beautifully, and with the most recent Bitcoin surge we had today, we're just pushing it higher and higher and getting closer to our target. So just to recap, what got us into this trade is we were looking at the divergence here on the weekly chart. I noticed this when I was just scanning through, during the most recent alt season we had. All these coins are popping off and ZRX is just not really doing much. I'm like, what's going on with this thing, So we started looking at the weekly chart, and this is what we found. We had the lower lows on a weekly, and remember, the higher the time frame, the stronger the signal. And so we had this weekly divergence forming lower lows on the price, higher highs on the RSI. And once price kind of starts to break away from this line, that's when you see the reversal. And now that it's formed, you can really see the curvature of the move. This is just an update for those who've been following the trade. My last chart, I still have all these notes here. I haven't touched this chart since my last update that I posted on my site. And so where I left off was, I said, we need to see a break above this line, and then we'll want to see the signal line break here. So now we're starting to see that. I wanted to see the signal line break above this second line, and we've now seen that. And so now where do we go from here? Hard to say on this indicator because we don't have much historical value. That was the last significant line because that was the peak we had here on the MACD line before. So I just wanted to see the signal kind of break above that, and it has. And let me just expand this out here. Make it a little easier to see. So these things can be difficult to see sometimes, especially on small screens. So you can see the peak here, and we came down, we came back up. So I just wanted to see the signal line break these previous two highs, which it has. And look at the histogram, just beautiful curvature. We're breaking above these highs, and this is on a weekly chart. This is the calculated Binance, or this is the calculated BTC pair to USD. And then again on the RSI, significant levels on the RSI. Again, my old notes, I said, we needed to break above here. So before, we were below this line. This was the first resistance that we broke. Didn't even come down and test it. We tested these levels here, these peaks, and then just continued higher. So it makes sense that, we're going to come up and maybe retest these levels. We've kind of broken above here. We've broken these levels from August. So the next logical level would kind of be here, this previous high, around 51. So I would take this and put a line here. Say I want to see either a break above there, or maybe just a retest, and then come down here again to around 46. So I might actually move this up now to here. See, this is a significant support here. So that wouldn't shock me to see a little bit of play in there before breaking out and testing higher. And I got some other levels drawn here, so we'll see how that plays out. Looking at moving averages, let's take a look here. Breaking above the 26 or the 21. And look at that, the 34 is still lining up nicely with our target. So that's kind of how we derive that target. We're looking at the support here from March, and I just drew that level there on the weekly. The weekly is a great time frame to use to draw levels, because you can really filter out all the noise and find really strong supports where these closes kind of match up. So you can see here March, December 2017. You know, that formed a good support resistance there. So that's kind of the target. What is that? 44 cents. You know, kind of looking at 44 cents. And so this is shaping up to be a 63% trade. Very nice. We had a 10% stop loss, and once price kind of got into profit, and especially above this 8, you know, that's when we start moving our stop loss up. So just in case there's any major crash, anybody wants to dump the market, you know, we're not going to end up losing money. And when things kind of settle out, or potentially show signs of reversal, that's when we can re-enter. You know, no shame in getting stopped out in profit and re-entering. You know, you might miss out on a little bit, but at least you didn't lose any money. And that's really the greater goal, is just you know, trying not to lose money. So now that we've broken above here, you know, it makes sense that, you know, we could test this 34 and eventually the 55, but you know, this is gonna have to come down soon. I mean, we've had 3 weeks now of just solid gains, you know, very bullish candles. I mean, let me move this out of the way a little bit, try to keep the right level there, about here. I mean, look at these candles. These are just very bullish weekly candles. So let's zoom in here on the daily. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look at this volume. You know, volume's still picking up. It's above average. Huge rejection here on the daily. Man, that was the day. And I haven't really been watching this because it's a weekly trade, and with a stop loss and profit, you know, I just watching other things, kind of looking for other trades. We almost hit the 200. You know, that's a good profit target here at the 200. If we can kind of get back to 42, 44, you know, I'll start shaving some profit off in these levels. Gonna be looking soon to shave off some profit here. Starting to break above 70 on the daily. You know, we're getting pretty overextended. I haven't really gotten to these levels before. 77 back in May. You know, ZRX has done some pretty good runs. Oh yeah, okay, so back in January, you know, yeah, back in January levels were in the 90s, 80s. So, you know, that thing's poking up pretty high and doesn't look like it's really curving at all. Looking at our MACD, you know, we're making higher lows, higher highs. On the histogram, you know, we're making higher high. So it's looking very bullish. Looking very bullish on the daily still. We are overextended though. I mean, you look at this 80 MA, and you know, we're hitting the 200. So, you know, we're gonna have to hang out here for a little bit, I think, before moving higher. You know, we're gonna probably find some support here, 35. You know, so if anybody, you know, if you were looking to get in, you know, like, and you were looking for a retrace, you know, it makes sense to kind of look at these levels, these moving averages. You know, we already rejected though today, so you know, we'll probably just end up hanging out. You know, you look at the daily here, you can see this break from this trend line a little more clearly. Nice clean break. You know, staying well above 50, lots of support here in the 50 line. So looking very bullish right now. Bullish with a retrace, you know, coming, I think. Kind of maxing out here on the RSI on the 4-hour. Moving averages still looking very good though, above the 200, 4-hour. Golden cross on every time frame, just about, except for the daily. Yep. But you know, the 34 is above the 55 on the daily, which is nice. So yeah, still just looking good. I'm still really into this trade right now. You know, a retrace doesn't scare me. Although, man, look at that volatility today. We had a lot of volatility today. Huge rejection. So a good day today for day traders. Trading ZRX. Just like a lot of volatility today. look at this 5 minute. You know, if you're playing this 5 minute, buy, sell, buy this 200. Just keep buying this 200. Stop loss. Buy that 200 and buy that 200. You know, man. So yeah, very volatile day today. Lots of good gains. Still really into this trade. Watching this 200. You know, if we find support here in the 200, you know, I shaved off a little bit of, I'll be shaving off some profit here, but I'll leave a little bit in, you know, in case we start moving up to these levels here. 59 cents, 60 cents, you know, it's possible, but only time will tell. Again, we're really overextended right now, but we're in very bullish zone. As long as we can keep supported here on the 50, on the 4 hour, these higher time frames, you know, on the daily, staying above 50, above 60, it's all good. So yep, that's what we're looking at. Still really into this trade. Might see a pullback here soon, but other than that, still looking good. So we'll keep you guys updated. We'll see you on the next one.